with him. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So we wanted to seek the blessings of Radha Madhav, Radha Shyamsundar, Krishna Balaram, Bal Gopal, Gaur Nitai, especially on Gaur Purnima. Gaur Nitai, and then Guru Parampara, Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj, assembled devotees. So we did a little bit on Friday, talking about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And I think that we reached this point where his purpose of coming was very different from other incarnations or other aspects of Krishna. He had no regard for ascetics involved in yoga, for impersonalists attempting to obtain liberation from material world, or for the worship of demigods for material benefits. He only emphasized the devotional chanting of the Lord's holy names using the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. We can bring out the natural loving sentiments for God. So this is Radha Krishna, gopis serving Krishna to the best of their ability. This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, allowing anybody and everybody that same access that the gopis had to Krishna. This is the most phenomenal thing about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda. They've opened up this treasure house of the holy name of Prema Bhakti. So, you know, this is undescribable mercy upon us. All we got to do is tap into the holy names of the Lord. So thus Vishwambar, that's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, met with opposition from some sections of the local Brahminical community and also from the Muslim rulers. Because at that time, Navadvip was ruled by Muslims. But then, when he mobilized thousands of citizens in a Sankirtan procession to the Muslim magistrate's house, he succeeded in convincing the magistrate to sanction the movement. So the Brahminical community, they wanted to continue the close-knit aspect of Sanatana Dharma, where this casteism had taken over. So the Brahmins wanted to keep a closed door on their community. And whether they were behaving like Brahmins or not didn't matter. Because they were born Brahmins, they should be regarded as Brahmins. That was their contention. And they should be engaged in rituals and, recitation of mantras and philosophical debates. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't care for anything like that. And so the Brahminical community opposed him. And they complained actually to the Muslim rulers that this fellow, he's spoiling our dharma. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is spoiling because he's simply getting everybody to chant Hare Krishna. So then the Muslims, the Chand Kazi was the chief magistrate. He stopped the Sankirtan movement and he would ban the devotees from singing. And his army, his soldiers actually went and broke the madanga of the devotees and did some damage to the devotees. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu galvanized the whole community to march onto the home of the Chandakasi. And there were millions of people with torchlights in the middle of the night or at night who went there, and the Chandakasi became very frightened and he wouldn't leave his home. Eventually there was a discussion between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the Chandakasi, who revealed the night before that some creature had come in the middle of his night when he was sleeping, and he had jumped on his chest and he was tearing, or this was a dream actually. He was tearing at his chest. He had claws. He looked like half man, half lion. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, yes, that's Lord Nrsimha who's come to protect the devotees. So then the Chandakasi realized that, okay, I need to back down here and give leeway to the Sankirtan movement. And to this day, the Muslim rulers have not, or the magistrates have not opposed the Sankirtan movement, chanting of the holy names. Seeing the need to spread Krishna consciousness more widely, Vishwambara decided to take sannyas, the renounced order of life. He was only 24. At the age of 24, he shaved his head and took the name Krishna Chaitanya from Keshava Bharati in nearby Katwa. He also became known as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this is the most common name of Lord that we are familiar with. And this is the Chand Kazi in the discussion. This is the procession that came to his home. Then there was a discussion with the Chand Kazi. And the Chand Kazi surrendered onto Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And this is the dream that he was having. He explained to Chaitanya, Nrsimhadev here came, tore at my heart. So, anyway, after he took sannyas, to console his mother, he promised to stay in Jagannath Puri. Because initially he wanted to go to Vrindavan. Vrindavan is very far from Navadvip. So his mother asked him, please, don't go so far. So he agreed to stay in Jagannath Puri, which is every year the devotees from Navadvip would go to Jagannath Puri, which is not, it's far, but it's not that far. Not as far as now, as far as Vrindavan. So this is an interesting. One time, Sachimata inquired from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I make so much for you. Do you know? Do you eat? And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed his ultimate mercy. Whatever she offered, he wasn't there. He was in Jagannath Puri, but he ate everything on the plate. And Sachidevi understood, yes, this is my Lord, this is my son, this is the Supreme Lord.
So પ્રભુજી ચૈતન્ય મહાપ્રભુજી ને નૃસિંહ ભગવાન એની પાસે પ્રગટ થયા હતા એમ
Oh no. Sutyuke Chandakazi, he stopped. This Chandakazi was a Muslim magistrate. And he stopped the devotees from singing Hare Krishna. And his people broke the drum of the devotees. So in the middle of the night, after that, what happened? He was sleeping, and in the middle of the night, Nrsimhadev came and he started jumping on his chest and clawing, and he had some marks on his chest from the claws, and he showed that to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, this you have offended the Lord, you have offended the devotees, so the Lord is going to punish you. So then Chandakazi realized, oh, I've made a terrible mistake. And
so he was lucky
very lucky.
ભગવાન એવી રીતે પણ મળ્યા.
Yeah, very, very lucky. You're right. You're right. Very, very fortunate. Very, very fortunate. And this is Nrsimhadev's mood, Even devotees often, if they made a mistake in their puja, and especially in Mayapur, there's a very powerful Lord Nrsimhadev there. He would come in their dream and tell them that you have made this mistake. Don't do it. He would even slap them. Even to this day, Nrsimhadev really reciprocate kare with the devotees. He really reciprocates.
To be honest, બહુ મેં એના વિશે નથી જાણ્યું. ફર્સ્ટ તમારી પાસે જેટલું જાણું છું, પેલા થોડુંક આજે આપણે બેઝિક આપણી પાસે જે હોય ઈ જ. પણ આ બધું સાંભળું છું, મારા માટે બધું થોડું ઘણું નવું છે.
Of course. Bhagavad Puranમાં 5th canto, એમાં ઘણા chapters, 10 chapters છે નરસિંહદેવ ઉપર.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a lot. It's a very, very fascinating incarnation. The devotees love him. because એ ખાલી એક માટે એક ડિવોટી માટે આવ્યા હતા, પ્રહલાદ મહારાજ.
હા, that's what એ સ્ટોરી જ મને ખબર છે. પણ
હા
આ બધું હવે મને
હા
થોડુંક નવું બધું જાણવા મળે છે.
બરોબર.
બીકોઝ ઓફ આઈ થિંક ઇઝ ઇન્ડિયાના અધર પાર્ટ્સ ની વધારે છે
યસ યસ.
પૂરી બાજુ ને ત્યાં, એટલે કદાચ મને નથી બહુ ખબર એના વિશે. એનીવેઝ ઇન્ટરેસ્ટિંગ.
થેન્ક યુ. થેન્ક યુ.
હવે હું પાછું એમાં જઈશ. હવે ભાગવત પુરાણની ક્લાસ એટેન્ડ શરૂ કરું છું હમણાં.
Oh, good. Yeah, good.
એટલે
You enjoy.
કદાચ જાણવા વધારે મળશે.
હા 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 બરોબર છે.
થેન્ક યુ.
Thank you. So in Jagannath Puri, there was a meeting with the Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. He was believing more in the impersonal form of God. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, let me enlighten you about the impersonal path to God, that God has no form. So he spoke for 7 days, 7 nights. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't say a word. And at the end, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you haven't said a word. Have you understood anything? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, yes, I understand a lot, but whatever you're saying, I don't understand anything. Because you are mixing the philosophy. You are not understanding. You yourself have no proper understanding of Sanatana Dharma, Vaishnava culture. And then he explained where he'd gone wrong, and then he surrendered. He surrendered. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya realized that this is no ordinary sadhu. This is his Supreme Lord himself who's come. And then Mahaprabhu, he went to South India, Bharat, for 4 years, traveling to many places in the south. And to this day, some devotees do treks of where he went. They follow the same route. And he also went to Vrindavan and Varanasi. And when he was in Varanasi, many people who are following the impersonal path, that God has no form, Mayavadi philosophers or sannyasis are there. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had a massive impact in changing the hearts of those devotees, because they believed that God had no form, which is actually very insulting to the Lord. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu changed their mood into personalism. And in South, he did many pastimes. There were some Buddhists who tried to give him poisoned food, and that food was taken by a bird and thrown at the Muslims. He met Lord Shiva and spent many days with Shiv Parvati. And that is in Kailash, I think it was, or something like that. So fascinating. Their conversations must be so amazing. In Varanasi, he gave instructions to Rupa and Sanatana Goswami to spread the glories of Radha Krishna, and also to write literature, to live in or settle in Vrindavan, and find the different holy places, excavate them. He gave so much instructions to these two personalities, Rupa and Sanatana. They were his favorite devotees because they were so surrendered to him. Apart from traveling to South Bharat for 4 years, into Prayag, Vrindavan, Varanasi, via Bengal for 1 year, he spent the rest of his life in Puri, absorbed in ecstatic vision of Krishna in the mood of Radha. So in Jagannath Puri, every Rath Yatra, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would dance and dance, and they would have many kirtan parties, and Jagannath would be so pleased, so happy to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu who danced like this. And he would dance in ecstasy, showing us how we can also absorb ourselves in kirtan. During this time, he was absorbed in ecstatic devotion to Krishna in the loving mood of Radharani, in which he would lose all external consciousness. He freely distributed divine nectar of his love for Krishna to everyone and anyone, day and night. Even his presence or mere touch could transform everyone that came near him in the same devotional mood. He remained like this until he finally left our vision. at the age of 48. So he was quite young. But of course, the Supreme Lord does not have a material body. He doesn't die, or he's not born like us. He's eternally, he's eternally spiritual, and he's eternally the Supreme. And it is said that this is the deity of Tota Gopinath in Jagannath Puri. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu entered this body, this deity, to go back to the spiritual world. So this is very interesting deity. But he's the only deity in the world that of Krishna that is sitting cross-legged. And devotees worship him in this wonderful mood. So this is there's a huge tree of Chaitanya, and there's some big branches like Advaitacharya and Nityananda, so many other devotees, and there's different sub-branches and twigs and leaves, and this tree is effectively described in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, how this tree is the nourishment for the Atma through the different devotees to gain access to Sanatana Dharma and Krishna consciousness. And hopefully someday, I'm hoping to still at one point try to go through the Chaitanya Charitamrita in some detail, hopefully in the next year or so. Any questions, any comments? There's a lot more about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We've hardly even scratched the surface. But is there any questions, any comments? Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Where did he meet Shiva and Parvati? He went to the Kailash.
I think it was in Kailash. I think it was Kailash that he went, but I might be wrong on that.
In the Himalayas.
Kailash is not there, right?
Not Himalayas. No, Kailash is in the spiritual world, isn't it?
Kailash is also existing in this material world, and many devotees have visited there. It's not an easy place to go. I think it's somewhere near Nepal, if I'm not mistaken, but I might be wrong on that. We need to actually establish that, and one day try to make an effort to go there.
Kailash, Mansarovar is that area.
Mansarovar, that's the one. Yes.
Yeah, that's in the, yeah, okay.
Yes, that's the one. That's the one. Mansarovar. Yes, somebody wants us to go there next year, so I'm thinking about it. That's quite a tough journey, you know.
Yes.
So, but we shall see. Thank you.
The only problem in Kailash, when my friend went a few years back, there was quite primitive facilities.
Yes.
Basic needs. That was the only thing that's preventing me. But
yes.
Basic needs very, it's not that catered for at all.
Yeah, I wonder if that has improved. We will check it out. You know,
Okay.
hopefully, there was somebody who went there this year, so I will ask them if I can remember who it was. Somebody did tell me that they went there, so I'll check it. No, thank you for letting me know. Interesting. Okay, so let's stop there. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai.